Hey, welcome to episode 10, Dr. D's Discussions. I have the beautiful Rosa Samuels here as my co-host. Say hi.
Hello.
All right, everybody. Tonight's episode is going to be about detox myths and healthy living. Basically, what we're going to do is give you a breakdown and a rundown of what we consider to be healthy living and, really kind of get to the roots of why you always hear about these detox regimens. You hear about, your personal trainer trying to sell you different products. You hear about, the colon cleanse, the lemon juice cleanse, the this, that, and the other thing. I know that you know through.
Yeah, so especially kind of on my end, what I'm going to more talk about is just where it comes from as a PA, going in the PA profession, just where it would come into play and why it would be a problem just from a patient to clinician or professional fields.
Yeah, and a lot of these types of products have no list of ingredients. They don't really give you the full, well, they do give you the list of ingredients. However, they don't give you any of the idea of what these ingredients can interact with.
So some even teas, if you hear about, those detox cleanse teas, they don't exactly specify what ingredients and to what extent all of them are in. And that comes into play just for when interactions, if you are on particular medications or not.
Yeah, so we're going to run the gamut. We're going to go, here's a little rundown of what we'll do. We'll talk about what ADME is, absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion. Then we'll go into what actually detoxes your body, the lungs, liver, and the kidneys. In particular, we'll go into some biomolecular level of it. We're not going to inundate you with too much knowledge tonight in that regard, because we just want to give you the core concepts of why these detoxification regimens don't truly detox you. They more along the lines secrete, you basically excrete water.
I would say it's like a dehydration instead of detox.
Yeah, so, hey Marissa, how are you? Basically, after that, we'll go into, give you an example of detox from the 1800s. Who would have guessed that this has been going on for 150 years plus, millennia? Then we'll go into what a pyramid scheme is, and if your personal trainer or your best friend or your cousin starts going, hey, Rosa, I have this great product that you should really check out, and then, you should sell it to your friends as well, and then I'll make some money and might get a BMW as a prize, and then we'll wrap it up a little bit with, what is truly healthy living, what you should do in terms of your diet, what you should do in terms of exercise. And, I'll give you the basics that I give my clients. For the past 7 years, I've been a personal trainer. I'm moving into the research field, so I have a better grasp now than I ever had as a personal trainer, but on the molecular level, the biological level. But, let's get into the heart of the matter. What is ADME? ADME is toxicological or pharmacological acronym, blah, for absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. So what is absorption? Absorption is when you take in a xenobiotic, and everyone's like, oh no, what's a xenobiotic? That sounds kind of scary. What is a xenobiotic, Rosa?
So it's anything basically that you can eat, anything that you are putting into your body.
And we're absorbing through your skin, any type of creams that you might put on. I know that you like the face creams and different things. It really helps.
Yeah.
Your face looks beautiful. Skin is great. But anything that you can ingest and that your body can break down or maybe not able to break down is considered a xenobiotic. And you digest it, you take it in via the small or large intestines. And I just wanted a quick little sidebar here is that, I told you this recently, is that vitamins. If you take a multivitamin throughout the day, or you take a multivitamin every day, or let's say your doctor prescribes you to take vitamin D because, you're inside, you have low levels, you need calcium supplements, you need iron supplements, if you're anemic or different things like that, always take them with food. And the reason why is that most compounds need to be absorbed with a partner, such as there's sodium and glucose that travels across the wall of the intestines. So when you eat something, it goes into your stomach, and it goes into what's called the duodenum, and that's the first portion of your small intestine. So in that regard, you need something to buddy up with the vitamins and get taken across the cell wall.
Right.
and then from the cell wall through the other side of the cell.
It's like
it's
taking
plasma membrane.
a ferry across, to the other side. You need this so that your body is able to get the nutrients from whatever it is that you ate to be absorbed in the body and then utilized as energy.
Yes, you can take it with milk. Milk is actually a pretty good compound. It takes any type of vitamin or mineral with because it has carbohydrates, it has sugars, it has protein. So it's a really good thing to take it with, and actually helps soothe your stomach as well. Now, if you're lactose intolerant, just eat something before you intake the vitamin. What I usually suggest is after you eat breakfast, take your vitamin. There's nothing wrong with that. And even if you decide that, it's in the bathroom, you shower, you get shaved and everything else, you can take the vitamins before you eat. Just make sure that you eat really close in proximity to the time that you take the vitamins. And that'll give you the best benefit for, what you're actually trying to achieve. So absorption, that's a pretty easy thing. Everyone, you drink, you eat, you absorb the nutrients from it, the calories from it. In this regard, I want to just jump a little ahead, is that when you absorb like alcohol, or if you're smoking or anything like that, you're taking it in through the intestines or smoking through the lungs, and if you want to truly detox, stop doing that. Stop taking in the bad stuff, and that'll give your body time to catch up and get rid of the toxins.
So one of the things though that I know in primary care on like a rotation is, it is very difficult to say, stop eating all bad food, stop completely, smoking cigarettes, stop doing all of the bad habits. So a big thing that has, a big proponent that has been in like the system that we've been trying is just moderation, is cutting back. Instead of eating a whole pie of pizza every week, what if we had half of a pie every week and take it down for the next 3 weeks? And if you're cigarettes and you have a whole pack a day, what about half a pack a day for the next 2 weeks? So it's all cutting back is a big key in it too, instead of giving an unrealistic goal to set forth.
Very good. That's exactly what I do with my clientele. It's because you don't want somebody just going to the gym. Everyone's motivated. It's New Year, new you, coming up in January. So when everybody starts their New Year's resolution, what I try to tell people is slow and steady wins the race. You don't want to go in, lift 1 billion weights, and all of a sudden you can't walk the next day.
Right,
you can't walk the next 3 days.
You fracture something or pull a muscle, it's not going to help.
Yeah, you throw out your back or anything like that. So take your time. And we'll come to that in a little bit. But let's get through this. Distribution. You deliver the xenobiotic to the tissues of the body. So you absorb it, you digest it, boom, you absorb it, goes in the bloodstream, and then it carries those molecules, little proteins, fats, through different pathways. Lipids go through the lymphatic system, proteins go right into the blood, carbohydrates go into the blood, and then the liver goes through a first pass. That's why alcohol, if you take it in any other way, can actually kill you. I know that, I'm going to say it, if you boof it, which means if you actually can take in alcohol through your rectum or your colon, and it doesn't go through the first pass of the liver. What your liver does, it detoxes the body. And everything that you take in goes through there first. It goes through the hepatic portal vein.
It's the first defense on a battlefield. They're the front line.
Yeah, and so if you want to give your liver the time to detox, basically what you need to do is give it a break. It's like going back to working out, and you overdo it, you need to take a break. And what you need to do with your liver is give it a break, eat healthy, drink proper fluids, and give your body the time to catch back up.
Right, and even like an example too of giving it to the tissues of your body. Whatever you eat, we're constantly, whether it's thinking, whether it's walking, any part of movement is taking up energy, and we need to fuel our body with that energy, and that's what we're giving to our tissues.
Yeah, couldn't say it better, any better myself. And I can't get the words out. But metabolism, how your body breaks it down. And that doesn't mean that you have a fast metabolism, a slow metabolism. You can, and you should understand your body.
Yeah, I have a slow one.
And I have a decently fast one. It's getting a little slower now that I'm getting older. However, I'm also eating more. Go figure. But when I talk about metabolism, it's not necessarily, it's fast or slow. It's the enzymes that break down these xenobiotics and these metabolites of the xenobiotics. So an example that I have here is cytochrome P450. It's an enzyme family that uses iron, like heme. It's basically heme, like the hemoglobin in your blood that carries oxygen to the tissues. But it uses this in general. They are in general terminal oxidase enzymes in electron transfer chains, and they're categorized as P450 containing systems. So basically what that means is that the body works to break things down that are lipophiles to hydrophiles. So
can you explain what lipophiles and hydrophiles are?
So a hydrophile is, a lipophile is something that's fat soluble. Everybody, well, I would assume that most people know that THC, you know, when you smoke a little marijuana, and it stays in your system for a long period of time, like 30 days or so, that's because it's lipophilic. It means it's fat soluble. So the body takes a long time to break it down to make it hydrophilic. And when it becomes hydrophilic, that's when your kidneys, your liver, you can either poop it out or you can pee it out, or actually you can sweat. That's also a part of the excretory system, is when you sweat. So let's talk about excretion. You can pee, sweat, or poop it out. Basically, it's really, oh geez, I should back up just a little bit. I know that the slides are a little blurry, but we'll throw them up in a little while. I just noticed that on my screen. Is it blurry on your screen as well? All right, I apologize for that. We'll have to work on that next week. We're with a new system right now, and we'll be going on to a different system in January, so I apologize for any discrepancies there. However, when you pee, sweat, or poop, you get rid of the toxins. Like, you detox yourself automatically. And that's the thing that most people don't realize. When you get sold a bill of goods by X, Y, and Z product, oh, drink more lemon water, or drink this laxative.
Right, and it's what your body doesn't need. That's why it's excreting it. So whatever it is that your body's going to break down, or your body's not going to be able to use for energy, it will use any of these methods in order to excrete it.
Yeah. So let's go. True detoxification, like I've been saying, true detox comes from within. You can't necessarily take in a product that will help you get rid of everything. You can take products, you can take a little caffeine, you can drink water, you can drink lemon juice, you can drink whatever, but it ultimately comes down to liver function, kidney function, and your lungs. And the enzymes that are produced in each or not produced in, you know, the liver predominantly is enzyme-based. Kidneys are more filtering-based. They use a lot of osmosis. They use osmotic pressure to get uric acid out.
It's like the electrolytes too that are in your body to filter as well.
Yeah, you can keep sodium in. I know there's aldosterone. You looked that up the other night.
A lot of like blood pressure too is related to the kidneys.
Yeah, so basically, you know, the big one for liver is alcohol dehydrogenase. A lot of people are going to have increased levels of that over the holiday season. I know I certainly will, because I'll be having a grand old merry time. Merry Christmas. I know Happy Hanukkah and all that stuff too. Happy holidays. However, you know, alcohol dehydrogenase basically breaks down alcohol into, I forget exactly what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know it's constituent parts.
Yeah, so it takes alcohol, it breaks it down into two different things. If anybody's out there watching that knows what it actually breaks it down into, thank you. Please send it in the comments. However, it's an enzyme that can be overworked and overused, and that's when you get cirrhotic liver, you get fibrosis, and then your liver starts to fail. And that it's not necessarily that you can take milk thistle or another product to help it, you know, come back from that abyss. It's just that moderation is key. So you don't want to drink a fifth of vodka every night. You don't want to drink a handle of vodka every night. You don't want to smoke 10, 20 cigarettes. You don't want to smoke, you know, even marijuana. You don't want to smoke as much. And it really comes down to just moderation. Want to go through the nephron? It's on my exam. Unfortunately, I'm not really 100% on top of the nephron.
Marissa, we can talk about the nephron. I'll call you later. We can do that.
Perfect. So moving forward, there's a couple other enzymes that I want to talk about. We talked about cytochrome P450, which breaks things down from a lipophile to a hydrophile. And another one is glutathione S-transferase. And it's just another enzyme that's used to detoxify xenobiotics by nucleophilic attack. So a nucleophile is something that has a strong electron or a negative charge, and it comes in and breaks down molecules. So you have a big molecule, whatever the toxin is, whether it's alcohol, whether it's heavy metal, whether it's some other type of...
The way I always think of it is like when you're at the beach and you have like those sand grates, and they're able to like kind of go through, and that's what they're doing. They're grading it through so that it can finally be filtered through.
Nice. That's a great example. That's a great analogy. Good job, Rosa. Thank you. And, you know, it really does the job for you. You don't need to intake anything. Like, I'm going back to this. This is going to be a constant theme here tonight, is that you have all the parts. You have all the tools inside of your body to detoxify yourself. You don't need, you know, lemon juice, or you don't need like laxatives. You don't need the isogenic shakes. You don't need the Herbalife powders. You know, you can use those things, and we'll get into that. We'll give you my opinion on those. However, there's no scientific evidence that they do anything for you. You know, you can always look online and see that, you know, this herb or this vitamin, or, you know, the B26 or B17, or, you know, another thing is, you know, there's a conspiracy theory that's out there that latriol, amygdalin, I think it's B17 or B12, forgive me on the number of B vitamin, that is a cure for cancer because it's cyanogenic and it kills cancer cells, and only cancer cells. Well, that's not true. It's like a chemotherapeutic that it kills certain cells, but it's going to do the same thing as chemo, but it doesn't really do anything like chemo. And that's the problem. And that's the problem with these myths and, you know, these wives' tales that have no basis in fact or scientific fact. So, you know, I really get really disheartened when people use these types of things and go, oh, well, I heard, you know, from my great-great-grandmother or my great-uncle. And, you know, sometimes those things do have some merit,
right,
but you can't use that as the only thing. It's not a catch-all.
And also, you don't know the other factors that come into play, like in certain, why, you know, random controlled trials, or why these studies are done, are to hold accountable, you know, a certain environment and what's being, you know, taken into play. You know, are people smoking? Are they, you know, certain metabolism? Are they certain gender, certain race? And, you know, putting everything into the mix and all the variables that come into play to really utilize, is this the medication that is working or not?
Yeah, and you know, a lot of these cleanses work primarily by water weight loss. You don't actually lose any weight, true weight. You don't lose fat. Excuse me, fat cells. B12 is a type of weight loss methodology. Yeah. Well, B12 basically, you know, increases your metabolism, but that's just the same thing as why it's in like 5-hour energies, or, you know, it's in Red Bull, it's in these different Monster drinks. It does boost your metabolism, but it's only a short-term fix. And the reason why is because it dehydrates you. It takes water to break these things down from lipophile to hydrophile. And that's really why you may lose 10 pounds in a week or more in a month, but they have such a regression or such a low rate of keeping that weight off that eventually, you know, you're gonna relapse. You're gonna have that relapse. So, and then another one that I wanted to touch on was by the lungs. You know, the acid and alkaline diets. They're complete, excuse my French, they're complete bullshit, because the hypothalamus controls respiration to control the pH of the blood. Mm-hmm. You know, if you get too acidic, you're gonna die. You get too basic, you're gonna die. You know, it's physiological pH is right around what, 7?
7.35 to 7.45, and that's the thing where, like, even like in hospitals, to get a quick understanding, they do an ABG and they try to utilize seeing what the blood pH is and figure out, do we need more bicarbonate to be, you know, get the person at a more basic level, or if they're hyperventilating, you know, are they, you know, retaining more carbon dioxide? Are they, you know, hypoxic or hypocarbonic? So it's kind of utilizing where are they at and getting them back to that homeostasis state.
Yeah, and a lot of the reason why your blood may be more acidic is because red blood cells carry oxygen to the tissues, and then a lot of people have this misconception that carbon dioxide goes back into the red blood cells, and that's how it gets to the lungs. It does a little bit, it does bind a little bit to the heme group. However, it's mostly that carbon dioxide becomes bicarbonate, which is CO3 with a little negative sign. And that little negative sign means that it needs hydrogen ions to make it basic, or, you know, neutral. So a negative plus an H plus put together will
That
make
would
it
be
more
neutral.
acidic. Yeah, but it also gives you the more acidic blood, and then your hypothalamus detects this. And actually, here's a good fun fact: yawning. Yawning isn't necessarily that you're tired. It doesn't necessarily mean that oh, I'm so tired. When you get tired, you get a little drowsy, you get a little sleepy. It's that you don't necessarily have a good pH in your blood balance. So your brain goes, oh wow, yawning is just another way to excrete more CO2 out, and a big exchange of gas so that you can even everything out. It's just your body's natural function. It's a good prebiotic. I'll have to get back to you, Michael. However, probiotics are really good for you. I honestly recommend if you can eat some yogurt, or if you know of a good probiotic. Do you know any vitamins at all that are good probiotics?
I don't know any.
You can talk to your. I would recommend talking to your primary care physician. Thank you. Talk to your primary care physician directly about any type of supplement that you're about to take to see if you're healthy for it, if it'll actually benefit you. I'm not a doctor, so I can't prescribe anything. However, I do believe that if you have a good microbiome, which is the little bacteria that are in your gut and your intestines that live with you for the entirety of your life, and without them you would die or be severely sick. That's why when you take antibiotics, you're always recommended to take a probiotic, like drink yogurt. Kombucha is really good. I know that you like kombucha. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go out and buy a supplement, but check out kombucha or something like that. But if somebody comes up to you and says, oh, you need to eat more acidic foods, or you need to eat more basic foods, or alkaline foods, tell them you don't believe in their garbage, because it's not true. I 100% am not lying to you. They are lying to you. I swear on my life, I swear on Rosa's life, I swear on the God's green earth, that those diets are bull, because it may give you a quick fix, and it actually might get you to eat healthy in some regards, but that's what it's getting you to do, is eat healthy and be a little bit more cognizant of what you're putting into your body, not necessarily giving you the cure-all to food, the cure-all for detox. So let's move on to fake detox. Detox diets for toxin elimination and weight management, a critical review of the evidence. And I'll put this in the source. It's by A.V. Klein and H. Kyatt. They're both, I believe, registered dietitians and I think PhDs. It's a quote, direct quote here. To the best of our knowledge, no randomized controlled trials have been conducted to assess the effectiveness of commercial detox diets in humans.
So I just wanted you to touch on exactly why a random controlled trial, why they're considered very high end in terms of research. So
for clinical research or any type of drug or pharmaceutical research, you want to have a controlled randomized trial, because you want to give somebody half the group or maybe a third of the group placebo, and then you want to give them your product, whether that's drug X, Y, and Z, whether it's cleanse A or cleanse B or detox whatever, so that you can actually assess, oh, is it placebo effect, or is it actually something substantive? Is it statistically relevant?
Right, is this particular, either the diet or the new fad, is this what's contributing to the results that we're seeing? Or is this a placebo effect, or neither? So it gets you a better understanding of what this is actually doing.
And, a lot of these detox methods have this hazy definition of what a toxin truly is. And their definition, quotes, is encompassing pollutants, synthetic chemicals, heavy metals, processed foods, and other potentially harmful products of modern life. Now, any person's going to tell you that eating processed foods isn't necessarily the best thing for you. I eat processed foods. I don't eat them as often as I used to, but I'll eat a bag of potato chips. I'll eat this, I'll eat that. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and eat Doritos and you're going to lose weight and you're going to feel great. Ketogenic diet, Ariel, is actually for more of diabetic patients, people that have a lack of enzyme. I know a lot of people who are in the fitness industry have more of a ketogenic diet. I don't necessarily have a true ketogenic diet, but I do eat more protein, I do eat more fats than I do carbohydrates, and that's why.
And you're going to get into,
Exactly. I'll get into that at the end of the spiel in terms of what a healthy diet should consist of. you know, there's this myth that's been peddled since the 1940s, and it was done by one gentleman who did a study, and he picked and chose what, I forget the actual name, I'll have to look it up, I'll do it in a follow-up, is that he picked and chose his populations that he wanted to actually study, and he did this hand picking and goes, oh, it should be a diet consistent in bread and mostly in starches, and then fruits and vegetables, and then dairy and meats, and then at the top sugars. And in reality, sugars should still be the least amount of things that you eat, and yada yada and so on and so forth. We'll get there in a little bit. Remember that. Hold on to my thoughts. But I want to get through a conventional medicine. Toxins generally refer to drugs and alcohol, and detox is the process of weaning patients off these addictive substances. So detox doesn't necessarily mean that you can get rid of all the bad that you did to your body. It just gives your body a chance to catch up and heal itself. And that's what you should be thinking about when you really want to get rid of, like, if you feel crappy, if you know you're overweight and you know you're not feeling 100%, just think, oh wow, maybe I shouldn't drink that beer tonight. Maybe I shouldn't. Yes, you'll have negated all the benefits. That's what's called relapse.
So so the question was that if you detox for a week and then go back to processed foods, do you negate all of the results that you would have had?
Yeah, and personally, that's my belief, and I've seen it with plenty of my clients. I've seen it with other people's clients. I have firsthand knowledge of this. It's not necessarily I need to go out and find a textbook for this. It's just that give your body a break. Moderation is key, and like if you want to have soul food to lift your spirits, go out and eat a cheeseburger. It's okay, and I'm not saying that you have to be the diet Nazi. You don't have to be regimented all the time, but to be healthy overall, you should eat your vegetables, you should eat your fruits, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But these cleanses never truly state in which toxins they rid your body of. And my big point is they do not rid you of toxins. You cleanse yourself through proper diet and exercise. And the handful of studies that have been published suffer from significant methodological limitations, including small sample sizes. So if you have an N of 5, my grandmother took Herbalife and she got cured of cancer. That makes no sense, because that's in anecdotal evidence. And what anecdotal evidence gives you is nothing. It gives you no data, and if you have many cases of anecdotal evidence over the course of 5-10 years in the population, then it could actually indicate something that should be studied.
Exactly what I was going to say. And then if those are results that are being shown of curing cancer, then utilizing how is this occurring and researching what exactly is it in this product that is doing that.
Yeah. And then another couple things that are wrong with it is the lack of control groups. Like we had said, comparing the product to a placebo and actually seeing if those results are true results. Sampling bias. You're going to pick people in the control group that are fat, that are unhealthy, and won't actually do anything to get healthy. And then you'll put all your go-getters or your type A personalities in the other block, where they'll be on the diet, they'll work out every day. And then you have that's confounding factors. Those are confounding variables that don't let you actually make the judgment call. And then there's self-reporting, which is qualitative rather than quantitative measurements. Like, oh, how did you feel? Did you feel better after this? Yeah, okay, 1 week I may feel like crap. Then I drink a supplement for a week, and all of a sudden, I got enough sleep. I worked out that week as compared to the last 2 months, and oh wow, I feel much better. It must be the shake.
Right, and that's qualitative, what you're saying, not a quantitative of being able to decipher what exactly is occurring.
Yeah, and I don't want to be condescending to anybody that does these things, but you need to realize that it's not necessarily the shakes or the drinks that you're doing, but the actual effort that you're putting into getting healthy. And
so one of the things also with the shakes, like I had noticed a lot of people when I was in my primary care rotation is, all these energy drinks and all of these new shakes that have a lot of caffeine in it. And having caffeine, if you have, let's say, a heart problem, you have hypertension, high blood pressure, and you're utilizing a lot of caffeine or these drinks on top of that with more caffeine, this can cause, heart palpitations. This could cause heart problems, even kidney problems, because you're not filtering as much if you're not having the proper hydration to your body. So in essence, you should talk to your primary care provider or to a nutritionist or a dietitian about what exactly you're consuming and the different either drug-drug interactions or the medications that you're on with the shakes, with the ingredients that are placed in this, because it could be detrimental to your body.
Yeah, and I know that we said primary care. In the order that you should talk to people about this is primary care, dietitian, nutritionist, because the upper two have more education and a better certification and license to practice those things than nutritionists. And to any nutritionists out there, I'm not trying to step on your toes, but if you don't go through an actual 4-year program in a university or a scheduled course, a lot of the things are like a personal training certificate. You pay a class, you read a book, you pay $500, and then you're certified after taking a test. There's a lot of trainers I know that are bad trainers, and that it's just the nature of the business. It's the nature of the beast. But I'm a personal trainer, and I had a 4-year degree and blah yada yada and all this crap. It doesn't matter. I've known trainers that went to school for kinesiology that are terrible personal trainers. You need to find a good fit, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But I wanted to just point this out. It's the anti-fat cure for, it's a great remedy for what's corpulence. That's a funny term for being fat. And this is from 1878. So this stuff has been peddled since 1878. It's nothing new. It's been before that. In the times of the Roman Empire, I guarantee you they had it. In Greek times, I guarantee you they had it. In any time period where there was fat people, there was anti-fat remedies. And that leads me to this. If you ever come across somebody selling you a diet product or a supplemental product, then they go, oh, if you get this and blah, 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 and if you get like 3 or 4 other people, it'll pay for itself, and then you don't even have to spend any money on this product. What you're doing is participating in what a pyramid scheme is. And the whole thing about that is if you're a personal trainer listening to this and you want to sell Herbalife or Nutrigenics or Isogenics or Visogenics and I hate when people put genics and stuff. It's not, or Nutrigenics or this. It has a sciencey kind of term to it with the genes and the genetics. It's crap. And if they try to get you to start selling it to other people, it's crap. You can go and get supplements at a store. You can go to your dietitian, you can go to your nutritionist, and they will give you licensed products that you should actually believe in. And I don't know about probiotics. Talk to your primary care, to be honest with you. I like yogurt and, like we had said, kombucha tea. But what the pyramid scheme is, at level 11, if you have 5 people that you get, and those people need 5 people, and those 5 people need 5 people, and those 5 people need 5 people, at level 10 or 11, you've already tapped out the entire population of the United States. At level 14, you've already tapped out the entire world's population. And you're competing against other people that are on your same level trying to sell these products. So at most, you're going to get the size of maybe Philadelphia, and that's 1 million people. You've gotten that level at level 8, level 7. But all the other people that are in the city selling other like products are going to take out your market. So whenever somebody tries to get you to sell something to better yourself, or I would get a BMW for some other gimmick gift paid by the company, I was told by, and I'm going to, screw it, I don't care, City Fitness in Philadelphia, they're notorious for this stuff. They tried to get me to sell Isogenics or whatever, Nutrigenics or whatever product they wanted to sell, and they were going to make money off of me. And a lot of the times that people get wrapped up in these things, and they have whole garages filled of product, and it's not good. And I'm going to tell everyone, to look at John Oliver Last Week Tonight. The link is right here, and I'll put in the sources later. He did a marvelous job on taking down herba shit and isocrap, which is what I'm going to call them. Excuse my French, and I know that I get a little heated about this because people get taken advantage of, and they don't need to be taken advantage of.
I think that was like the main point of like where I think is, selling a product because you believe in a product versus selling a product for profit and because of, getting the shiny objects or anything. That's the difference. And have noticed before in certain products. I've definitely tried it, and I've tried different ways of seeing, how I can improve my energy, how I can improve, my metabolism. And I've noticed a majority of things is I don't know what I'm taking. I don't know what's in there. All I know is I have more energy. And what I noticed is within a year to a year and a half, I dropped a lot of weight based on consistency. And I dropped it on, I had the energy from, you're never going to get me to stop eating Alfredo sauce. I love Alfredo sauce. I love bread, but it's moderation. Instead of always having a sandwich, maybe I want a salad here and there. Maybe I want wraps instead. And, making sure that I'm doing a consistent thing. And that's what's kept the weight off. That's what's helped me be at a place where I'm happy with versus products that I don't know what I'm putting, in my body.
And that's the thing. Like I have a picture here, the shake tree. Our ancestors didn't walk up to the shake tree in the African savannah and go, "Oh, I have my Nutrisystem drink or my Isogenics drink, and oh, I'm healthy. That's the one meal that I'm going to have for breakfast."
And one of the things too that I noticed, I never did meal replacements. If you utilize doing a shake in addition to a breakfast in the morning, or you have a little lunch with a shake, that's absolutely fine. But having no meals and just drinks, it's very unhealthy.
It's very unhealthy, and that's the thing, And some of the outlandish claims that Herbalife has said, and these are people on stage peddling it to other people who sell Herbalife, is one person got cured of brain cancer, a 40-year-old plus got pregnant, and then they guarantee you will lose weight in a healthy manner. That's just not, that's patently false, And the U.S. government, what department is? I think it's the SEC, Security Exchange Commission. It's not the FDA. There's a .gov that actually looks at these different types of, the Better Business Bureau, whomever, the Commerce Secretary, whomever, it's under that, and they've come out and said it's not a pyramid scheme. And I'm telling you, go watch the Last Week Tonight that John Oliver did, and he took down these companies. And I'll leave it at that.
We'll post the link.
The link's up. I'll post the sources again at the end in picture form. And basically, don't believe these. I'm not endorsing I want you to start eating, healthy, and I don't prescribe to the, if you can't pronounce it, don't eat it diet. You can eat some Doritos, you can eat some chips, but there's a lot of things in apples that you can't necessarily pronounce. There's a lot of things that are, 20-letter words with numbers in them that are organic compounds that I can't even say, like 5-hydroxybutyrate, blah, blah, blah. Like these things that, like Miss Healthy or Sexy Health Babe or whatever Fit Babe, and like if they have products in their pictures, I guarantee you they're taking those, but they're also eating like small portions. They're eating little broccoli. They're eating these really good meals, but they're also taking, like I take a pre-workout. I drink sometimes. I haven't done a protein shake in years, but you can do these supplements, but don't let them overtake and be your only source of food, like we've been saying.
Right, and a supplement in addition, not in replace of, I think is the big thing too.
And, okay, so here are some real detox and diet tips. Avoid refined sugars, like cakes and cupcakes and cookies and white sugar and, the domino sugar and like powdered sugar and all that stuff. Avoid that. If you really want to detox, avoid that for a little while. Eat a little bit of it so you're not like fiending, I need to get my fix. I need to get my sugar fix. Because that's when you relapse. And that's the thing that a lot of these shake-based diets make you do. You relapse after losing 10 pounds. Avoid alcohol. Alcohol dehydrogenase and the overworking of your liver. Avoid smoking, which activates and overuses your CP450. And actually, if you have a really good CP450 system and you smoke, it'll actually cause cancer quicker. It's actually, because the metabolites actually cause the cancer. It's not the actual smoking. It's the breaking down of the product,
because it's chemicals. Quicker maybe, and
it's the metabolites. And then the next one, avoid stress. But yeah, right. Who can avoid stress in our day and age? However, if you can, take a vacation. if you're gonna take, like, if you really are wanting to get healthy, take a week off, take a few days off to relax and not worry about stress.
Right, and a lot of people are even doing, meditation exercises. I know that there are apps on people's phones, to help go to sleep or to help just take a 5-minute break.
And sleep. You need a minimum of 8 hours. Get many restorative nights of sleep in a row. And like, that's what really does benefit you a lot. You need sleep to help your body help.
And again, I think this is all, the moderation. It's not going to take one thing, cutting out just carbs consistently every time. No, you got to do it all healthy, moving, exercising, sleeping well, getting your mind right. So it's a process, but it's.
And then exercise. And I'm going to go through a few tips that I give my clients. Talk to your health provider before you begin any new routine, and get help from a certified personal trainer. I know I ripped the certification thing aspect of it, but here's some questions you can ask them. What is their experience level? Certifications. And you can always go online and see what the best certification is. It's a quick Google search. NASM is one of the best certifications that you can get. If your personal trainer has a NASM cert or has a college degree, and you see their other experience, they're probably a good trainer. Shout out to Eric Strassman if you're in Philly, or Andre White at Optimal Sport Health Clubs 1315. Jeff Shablin, hi. You guys, the great company. If you're in Center City, Philadelphia, they're great trainers, and I would recommend them wholeheartedly. Ask them their history with people with similar medical history as you. And then go with a realistic mindset of goals. Like, you're not going to get a 6-pack in 3 months. It's going to take you a year. If they offer you a plan, like a 6-month, 12-month, ask them for a 3, 6, and 12-month plan. At least you don't need it up front, but tell them, describe it to you. Give you realistic goals to achieve. If you want to get stronger, tell them that. If you want to be able to just touch your toes, tell them that.
Right, it's like how people train for a marathon. You're not going to run the 23 plus miles automatically. You build up towards it. So I'm just saying that these are the kind of ways that you have, circuit training or strength training to do.
Yeah, and carbohydrates, proteins, and fat in moderation is the key. Those are what's called your macros, if you're going to get into details, macromolecules. And then I always recommend fruits and vegetables for vitamins and minerals. You don't need to take a multivitamin per se. I do. I like to. It hasn't been clinically proven to do anything. However, maybe it's placebo and it makes me feel better about myself. But like I said, take it with food. Do the fruits and veggies. Eat lots of fruits and veggies. Those can be your primary source of carbohydrates. And then my expertise. 7 years, 8 years in this field. I know that that's baby terms for some people that are personal trainers. But, start light. Slow and steady wins the race. Do not kill yourself on day one. Talk to a professional for help. Ask the questions that I had from before. What their history is, what their experience is. Do they know how to work with the demographic that you fit into? Are you overweight? Are you massively overweight? Are you little underweight? Do you have eating disorders? Do you have eating problems? Do you binge? Do you drink a lot? Different things like that. And they will help you get healthy. They'll give you a plan. Generic tips. Cardio, 2 or 3 times a week. Get on the elliptical. I know I hate the elliptical.
I love the elliptical.
If I have horrible leg day and I don't want to pound my legs, I'll jump on the elliptical for a warm-up. Weight training. Literally, women, you will not get big and bulky. You will not look like me. Rosa weight trains. She's not big and bulky. She's a beautiful woman. Yeah, I'm sucking up to her right now. I'm getting some brownie points.
But it's all about, taking everything in your lifestyle and figuring out a good, regimen and figuring out in all the different aspects of eating, of sleeping.
And that plays into what I have, not next, but not one size fits all. See what works for you and go with it. And my other thing is stretching and mobility every day. You should stretch, try to touch your toes. Yoga is great for body and mind. I really recommend yoga for everybody. If you have the time and you know somebody that's a good yoga instructor, go seek out the yoga instructor. Go take yoga. It's amazing because it'll help you get stretched and it'll do everything that you need. But we have people looking at us. It's really good for you. It helps you zen out. It really gets the mind and body right.
I felt like I had better lung expansion, because it's a time, and not everyone has that time, but even if you have in the morning, even in the shower, whether it's 5 minutes of just stretching or breathing in better, it's just adding a little bit more when you can.
Yeah. And my little adage here, and you heard the Play 60 campaign the NFL runs, and United Way, and Michelle Obama was a big advocate of 1 hour of play a day. It literally goes a long way. Ha! It rhymes. And that's pretty much it. 1 hour a day. Just try to work out just a little bit. And if you can't do an hour a day, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Right. Just
do what
something.
you can. If you're massively overweight, start walking. Just walk everywhere. And and I tell my clients, every little bit counts. That if you have a flight of stairs to go upstairs, take the flight of stairs. Don't take the elevator. Don't take the escalator. Do the little things, because the little things eventually add up. It's like reading every day, or training yourself. When you started working at your new job, or your job that you're currently in, you weren't the pro at it right when you started. So just take little incremental steps to change your lifestyle, and you will feel so much better, and you will detox naturally. You won't need the isogenics. You won't need the Herbalife. You won't need these products, because you will naturally give your body a chance to do it. And you have any final words, Rosa?
No, I think that's just how it is. Like from a PA perspective, is just getting your life to feel the best that you can be in all aspects. And I think giving anything in terms of any part of your mind, body, and soul a little bit, just feeling better, is gonna help a little bit.
And that's why
use sources.
I like you can have soul food. It lifts the spirits up.
Right. I'm not giving up mac and cheese.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Or Alfredo sauce, or any other goodies that I make.
But it's
deep fried tacos.
Yeah. So it's moderation. We're not gonna have that every night, but you have things as a treat. That's what you should live for. The good in life, but also make yourself good in life.
So a little bit of housekeeping. Check out the new website, www.bioislifemedia.com. We have plenty of we have a lot of blog posts. We have a lot of material up. We have a lot of content. If you guys want to get educated about anything that we have up there, please read it, comment on it. If you want to know about any topics, or you have a suggestion for a topic, please send it in. I'm always open. I have open ears about anything, if it's bio-related or fitness-related or health-related or any type of pharmaceutical thing or anything. Just send your ideas in. We're going to probably switch over. We're not going to switch over, but we're probably going to start instituting a 10 or 15 minute midweek show to catch up on all the topics that I've been getting. And we'll try to give you as much content as possible. Next week, we're going to be doing a Christmas special. It'll be on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, different time than usual. Following that, we'll do a special on evolution and what a theory actually is in terms of the scientific definition, not the layman's definition, where, it's just a theory. Oh, you believe that. No, I don't believe it. The facts dictate what actually should be thought. And after that, we will do... I forgot. Awful. But that'll be January 8th. I'll give you more info on that. So tune in next week, Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll give you American tale of Christmas time. And, I know Rosa's Jewish, so she'll give us her little spiel on what she celebrates in terms of Hanukkah. And I know that she celebrates New Year's because of her Russian roots. So tune in. It'll be a cultural experience, and it'll be a little lighter than this, and I think we're actually going to have some adult beverages while we do it, maybe little cookies or something. So, all right, everybody, just wanted to say thank you, and tune in next week. We'll see you then.
Thank you.